often not really shocked on this channel. We watch the news really closely and we could predict what's going to happen in a given day. And, well, this one shocked us. Melania Trump just walked out at the White House and delivered a statement, a pretty lengthy statement, about Jeffrey Epstein and her relationship with Jeffrey Epstein, the president's relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. And we weren't counting on that because the Jeffrey Epstein news cycle was a couple of days ago. Let's just say it's waned, that is for certain. And this is something, again, that took us totally off guard, but we want to do a really quick catch up here as to why Melania Trump just did this seconds ago. This is hot off the presses. This just happened. Melania Trump has threatened to sue a bunch of people, but two names that you might know: Hunter Biden, $1 billion over Epstein claims. Hunter Biden claimed that Epstein actually connected Trump and Melania, that Melania was somebody who was like an Epstein model. Here's what we know as a matter of fact, that Jeffrey Epstein worked for L Brands. He worked for Abercrombie & Finch and this giant clearinghouse for fashion like Victoria's Secret, that Melania Trump did come over here as a young model from Eastern Europe. A lot of these trafficked women were from Eastern Europe. All of that is like completely circumstantial, but that might lead to some like low IQ people or people that don't want any evidence to like just assume that that's just what Melania Trump was. And Hunter Biden's one of those people. First Lady Melania Trump threatened to sue Hunter Biden for $1 billion, saying that she was introduced to her husband by Jeffrey Epstein. Lawyers acting on behalf of the First Lady, who's married Donald Trump in 2005, described his claim as false, disparaging, defamatory, and inflammatory. Biden, the son of Joe Biden, of course, made a comment during an interview this month, and he said that Donald Trump was a friend of Epstein's, and that that Melania effectively worked for Epstein. They introduced each other. Michael Wolff is also a author, and he made similar claims here. The suit outlined, and Melania Trump has sued Michael Wolff. Melania Trump's lawyers say Michael Wolff's comments imply that the First Lady was very involved in Epstein's circle and that Trump's marriage is a sham. Wolff argued that the claims were taken out of context, not authored by him or whatever. They're just backed up by opinions, and that it's not defamatory in any way being sued. First Lady is proud to continue standing with those maliciously defamatory falsehoods, they told Axios. This is an Axios article on it. So Melania Trump's taking this kind of stuff extremely seriously, and that's the background. Of course, the foreground of all of this, the evidence that we absolutely know, is that Trump reported Epstein to the police in 2006, said Ghislaine Maxwell was evil. This is right after he got married to Melania Trump. You can see it in the court records and the police records that Trump effectively ratted out Epstein, and that Trump was an FBI informant. That's what the Speaker of the House says on Jeffrey Epstein. Melania Trump last claim about Epstein and her in a dramatic address to the nation, live from the White House. Melania Trump makes a shock statement. Lies linking her to Jeffrey Epstein must stop. Well, I think that you do this from a legal perspective, honestly. The reason why you do this is you have to do this in order to win a defamation case. You need to make a declarative statement as to what is true. Otherwise, people can just like run off of, oh, I thought it was an opinion, or I just thought it was a joke, or I didn't know. This is a strategy in order to win a defamation case. I think what this means is that she's going to be following through on bankrupting Hunter Biden and Michael Wolff and perhaps others who've made these claims without any evidence, because there is no evidence of it. Trust me. Obviously, if there was evidence of it, you would have it. It'd be the front page it'd be everywhere. There's evidence that Melania Trump worked for Jeffrey Epstein. Okay. Melania Trump is saying, I didn't do nothing with Epstein. Here we go.
Here's the First Lady, Melania Trump.
With the disgraceful Jeffrey Epstein need to end today. The individuals lying about me are devoid of ethical standards humility, and respect. I do not object to their ignorance, but rather I reject their mean-spirited attempts to defame my reputation. I never been friends with Epstein. Donald and I were invited to the same parties as Epstein from time to time, since overlapping in social circles is common in New York City and Palm Beach. To be clear, I never had a relationship with Epstein or his accomplice, Maxwell. My email reply to Maxwell cannot be categorized as anything more than casual correspondence. My polite reply to her email doesn't amount to anything more than a trivial note. I am not Epstein's victim. Epstein did not introduce me to Donald Trump. I met my husband by chance at a New York City party in 1998. This initial encounter with my husband is documented in detail in my book, Melania. The first time I crossed paths with Epstein was in the year 2000 at an event Donald and I attended together. At the time, I had never met Epstein and had no knowledge of his criminal undertakings. Numerous fake images and statements about Epstein and me have been circulating on social media for years now. Be cautious about what you believe. These images and stories are completely false. I'm not a witness or a named witness in connection with any of Epstein's crimes. My name has never appeared in court documents, depositions, victim statements, or FBI interviews surrounding the Epstein matter. I have never had any knowledge of Epstein's abuse of his victims. I was never involved in any capacity. I was not a participant, was never on Epstein's plane, and never visited his private island.
Ooh. Okay.
I have never been legally accused or convinced of a crime in connection with Epstein's sex trafficking, abuse of minors, and other repulsive behavior. The false smears about me from mean-spirited and politically motivated individuals and entities looking to cause damage to my good name, to gain financially and climb politically, must stop. My attorneys and I have fought these unfounded and baseless lies with success and will continue to maintain my sound reputation without hesitation.
There it is.
To date, several individuals and companies have been legally obligated to publicly apologize and retract their lies about me, such as Daily Beast, James Carville, and HarperCollins, UK.
She's pissed.
Now is the time for Congress to act. Epstein was not alone. Several prominent male executives resigned from their powerful positions after this matter became widely politicized. Of course, this doesn't amount to guilt, but we still must work openly and transparently to uncover the truth. I call on Congress to provide the women who have been victimized by Epstein with a public hearing specifically centered around the survivors. Give these victims their opportunity to testify under oath in front of Congress with the power of sworn testimony. Each and every woman should have her day to tell her story.
Okay, so this is clearly Melania Trump saying that I'm going to bankrupt forever Michael Wolff and Hunter Biden and perhaps others who've said that I'm some Epstein trafficker. And then she calls on Congress to do more to expose the Epstein files. That's wild, bro. It's wild. Of course, if you look into the Epstein files, you'll find that it is actually those who worked with Barack Obama and Joe Biden and Hillary Clinton that are the very closest, including Jeffrey Epstein and Barack Obama shared a lawyer. I mean, they were truly business partners. You can see this in the file after file after file. It's Democrat mega donors like Reid Hoffman and Bill Gates that have so much to worry about here. And they're history's greatest monsters. I mean, this has been proven in the files. Maybe this is the administration just like pivoting and downshifting on this and doing what they should have done the whole time, which is like, you want the Epstein files? You're going to get them. Here, we have nothing to hide. I wish that Melania Trump had done this 8 months ago when this issue was heating up. I wish Republicans would have done this during the Biden administration. Here's Hunter Biden coming out and saying, oh yeah, Melania Trump, like her and Epstein are best friends.
Kind of assessment of them, which is everything is projection or confession. Everything. So when he puts out that tweet, he says, Epstein now is the Russia hoax or the Hunter Biden laptop.
The laptop from hell, which the Democrats swore came from Russia. No, it came from Hunter Biden's bathroom.
Like, I wonder if it works. Do you know what I mean? When he introduced Melania to Trump, the connections are like so wide and deep. Anyway, why do we think they don't want the files released? I don't know.
Okay. Done the same thing. Michael Wolff saying that, Melania and Epstein work together. Dude, this is Melania Trump, like making a public declarative statement and then threatening legal action and then telling Congress to get off their asses and arrest, like send more arrest warrants to the DOJ, right? Congress can do that. I guess we'll see, ladies and gentlemen. Wild times that we're living in. Did not expect this to pop up in this news cycle, but here we are. Okay, not all the bombshells are dropping in Iran. It's your boy Benny. See ya.